Cape Town's the destination now as we catch up with one of South Africa's remarkable sporting jewels, their record-breaking marathon swimmer.
As one of South Africa's top classical flautists, Carina Bruwer always seemed destined for life as a musician. That was until she took to the water, age 19.
I was actually always only really swimming for my own fitness and my own sanity. Later it became a challenge to see how far I can actually go. And I just found a swim competition in Cape Town, a 12-kilometer swim, on the internet. And I entered the race. In fact, I won the female category. And from then you're just hooked.
Despite her obvious talents in the water, Bruwer continued to gain more attention for her music than for her swimming. Until in 2004 she began to attempt some of the most dangerous swims in the world.
The media started to notice me and more about open water swimming about 2 years ago when I swam around Cape Point. I was the first South African to do it, and I broke the record of Lynn Cox, who's quite a well-known American long-distance swimmer. After that, I went and swam around the southernmost point of Africa. It's Cape Agulhas. I broke the record of an English male swimmer there. And then I thought, what the heck, I should go swim around the northernmost point of Africa, so I went up to Tunisia. For me, it's just a lot of fun.
Since then, Bruwer hasn't confined her talents to African waters, and in 2005 added the Straits of Gibraltar and the English Channel to her ever-growing CV. However, it's her home waters that continue to pose the greatest challenges.
In South Africa, marathon swimming is quite extreme because the waters are really very cold. It could be anything from 11 degrees up to 16, 17, 18 degrees, and it's very much mental because you want to get out of the water at any given moment after, say, 40 minutes when the cold's getting into you, to your organs, into your core. Obviously, also in Cape Town, we've got some of the highest populations of white sharks in the world, and that's a very big factor.
Bruwer's support boat carries an electronic device known as a shark shield, thought to repel the creatures for a radius of up to 8 metres. Consequently, the biggest threat to her safety so far has not come from lurking marine life, but from her own dogged refusal to quit.
I've only given up on one swim. That's when I attempted Falls Bay a year ago. The water temperature was 14 degrees and I was very, very cold from the beginning. But I was always going to make it in my mind. But after about 5 hours, then my crew realized I wasn't in control anymore. Because I was starting to swim in circles. I was stopping all the time and smiling at them and telling them how warm the water was. and then I pretty much lost consciousness momentarily, at which point they pulled me out of the water because this is now serious hypothermia.
Bruwer has since conquered False Bay, becoming only the third person to do so. As with all her major swims, she found that it wasn't the physical preparation that she struggled with, but the mental strain of the build-up.
You must almost eat, breathe and live the swim that you're going to do. For example, when I did the False Bay crossing, really across the white shark territory of the world, you're nervous, and what often happens is the weather doesn't play along, so you wait for days, weeks and even months for the swim. It's a very subtle combination, I guess, of being completely obsessive about it, but also relaxing about it because there's so many factors which you can't influence.
As always, Bruwer is helped by her mentor and fellow long-distance swimmer Peter Bales. Between them they divide an exciting menu of future international swims for South Africa's long-distance star.
There's the Catalina Island swim, there's across Tampa Bay, Florida, which is also wonderfully warm, exotic. The Cook Straits, New Zealand, Park Straits, India.
I think there's a lot of untapped potential because she's never been absolutely finished or down and out at the end of even her 34 and 36 kilometer swims, and it'll be interesting to see what she can do in terms of even further than she has done.